No job turkeys on the gravy train. Show my youngest how to drill like a major pain. Type to fail recess cause I ain't playing games. Fuck around and kill your favorite rapper like I'm Baby Lane. Should be sponsored by Gillette the way I'm shaving cane. Fuck 9 months, made one call and the baby came. I was trying to be the old me while I was making change. Nigga live twice, third time I can say the same. Niggas only love you when you doing for them. Learned that when government put me in that uniform. Bitch asked me for some paper, keep it moving on. I'm thinking I was going for it, must believe in unicorns. Fuck that little time, wasn't nothing to me. Shit, I got another 6 months run up in me. Far as rapping dissing, yeah, that shit is funny to me. I just want for them to be them killers when they run into me. How I deal with a problem, leave them unsolved. A trick a rapper off the streets like a gun charge. You try to play me like a pussy, I'm a slum dog. Rearrange the crib, back door, I'm in his front yard. Got the low from your whole course of back from Fendi. Man, she dropped the Addy faster than her Savage Fenty. Should've kept that to myself like I was acting stingy. Riding dirty back when Pimp C was still crashing Bentley. Take your main squeeze, treat it like a side joint. And put a nigga in a jam like a high point. In the shooting gallery until it's all gone. Flipping quarters of the eighth, nigga call it dog coin. If the shit can take a two, then I'ma make it killing. I chop it up and reproduce like a plagiarism. Like that nigga rule, I'm finna stop playing with him. These niggas violate the rules, I ain't playing with them. Light. Wake up, nigga. Yeah. Daylight. Mobbing on Earth, boy. Showtime. Hey.
D-Mark got that heat.
Curtain call, let the show begin. I know it's hurting y'all the way I'm going in. I need a murder dog covered for the times I was killing shit and y'all ain't know it then. Working hard, long hours in the trap, in my bag like some dope again. It's that blue magic, no Nicky Barnes cut. Niggas know who I'm doper than. Everybody, old nigga, new nigga, only see a challenge in a few niggas. Lot of y'all can wipe the smile off your face on the mob. It ain't none of you niggas. I just put the switch on the new blicker. Rapid fire spitting, it's a boost nigga. 2 street for a lot of you niggas. Hard knocks, life fighting 2 jigger. Back on my shit again. Endurance, I tire him out like it's Mitchell, and I'm about to put on that shit again. I was trying to be humble, but fuck it, I'm still a man. Don't rap like a kilogram. They finna spin this up top like a ceiling fan. I'm about to pop like a trigger man. From that hustling stock, so I'm all about my dividends. It's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga, pulling on a nigga. I should pull a Kevin, kick her in the titty. Now I'm being petty, baby, I'm just kidding. Going with your move, I ain't even tripping. I had groupie back when I was in the kitchen. Had 3 county, catching what I'm pitching. Montana way, started with the dishes. Out of town played, not the pocket trip. Real G's round me, we gon' do the fiction. Niggas rub me wrong, it gon' be some friction. It gon' be a spark, I'ma stand on business. Ain't no favorite op, I can stand them niggas. They gon' lay in dirt, candlelight visuals, face on the shirt. Now you get the picture, Psalm 23. Now you get the scripture, homies, they gon' fly. They done got religion. I be outside, functioning with killers. Police outside, hunting for the dealer. Bitches mouth wide, hungry for a nigga. I ain't even dropped no money on the ticker. True player, I be turned with the ism. Bad bitches know the vibe I be giving. Fuck the haters and the lies they been telling. They'll make the news at noon 10 and 11. Showtime, it's showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga, showtime. I was trying to get rich in like no time. Underdog with a slow grind. Had to run the shit up to a gold mine. Niggas hated like the whole time. Now they kept the wave like a coastline. Yeah, these bitches fronted like the whole time. Now they front row when it's showtime. Cheering for a nigga.
Yeah. Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAALIGHT, man. DAALIGHT TV, man. Welcome back. We live. You know what I'm saying? Live in the fresh. Like 07. Feel me? Y'all already know what's going on. Y'all know the routine by now. hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell with the content. You know what I'm saying? We diving into the full gavel to gavel breakdown of day 7 in the Duane Keefe D. Davis murder trial in Las Vegas. Coming down in Nevada. Going down. The prosecution has called 23 witnesses out of roughly 200 to 11.5% of the witness list. Taking math heads out here. Yeah, man, 23 witnesses in the Clark County DA's, in the Clark County DA's office. Had produced 0 1996 fingerprints, 0 DNA, 0 murder weapons, 0 matching ballistics, 0 eyewitnesses placing Duane Davis, Keefe D, in the state of Nevada on September 7th, 1996. Right? Y'all drop a 23 in the chat and in the comments if you think that the number 23 is only lucky on a bull jerk. And that all the prosecution's been producing is bullshit. Got 23. But let's get into the witnesses of today. So first, witness number 18. Right. None other than Malcolm Greenidge, known professionally as E.D.I. of Tupac group, the Outlaws. Well, I was calling them the In-Laws. He gave the background and connection to Tupac, saying he was a childhood friend, family member, musical collaborator, and founding member of the Outlaws, alongside Tupac Shakur. Yaki Gaddafi, which is Yafu Fula or whatever, and Castro, Qatari Cox, broke down his presence on the scene, that he was trailing the green Lexus sedan belonging to Tupac's fiance, Kadada Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter, directly behind Suge Knight, and he was in the Lexus. I think the car was. He was saying that. He was in the green Lexus and shit. He was directly behind Suge Knight and Tupac in the black BMW 750 IL at Flamingo Road and Cobra Lane. Legal posture, you know what I'm saying? Like, compelled to testify under the formal interstate material witness order out of California after initially resisting participation. They got him like they got Mob James. Now, in direct examination by Inu Palau, they jumped right into the, compelled testimony and arrival in Vegas. He confirmed he was compelled to testify under California court order to travel to Vegas and testify. He drove to Vegas on Saturday. Basically he said he drove to Vegas on Saturday, September 7th, 1996. So they drove the day up. It wasn't like they were there the day before. Right? In Khadija Jones's Lexus with Tupac, Yafi Gaddafi, and Castro, staying at the Luxor Hotel. We know that. Broke down the MGM fight and, missing the actual Tyson bout. You know what I mean? So the Outlaw did not attend the Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon fight inside the MGM Grand. Because Tupac went ahead with Suge Knight and never called them to meet up beforehand. That's foul. The Outlaws walked to the MGM to find Tupac and crossed paths with Pac and Suge as they exited the casino right after the Orlando Anderson scuffle had already ended. Now, see, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy because now it makes you think. Instead of running around trying to be a blood, getting involved in blood business, you should have been with your crew, with your little homie. Because then maybe you would have had enough consideration for the little homies not to want them to get caught up in no shit that you wouldn't have did that shit. And your ass might still be here. But instead, you was in that blunt they were smoking. Yeah, the ashes. Now, the convoy to Club 662 in the shooting, right? So pretty much they went back to the Luxor to change clothes and then joined the caravan headed toward Club 662. Greenidge, E.D.I. was in Khadija Jones Lexus with security guard Frank Alexander, driving along with Gaddafi and Castro, positioned directly behind Suge BMW. All right, so this is the setup. At the red light on Flamingo and Koval, Tupac and Suge were chatting with women in the car. You know what I mean? We know who they were because that was witness number 2, and she said Tupac wasn't hanging out the window doing all that other shit. And E.D.I. ain't say nothing about Tupac hanging out no window. Now, once those women pulled off, a light-colored white 4-door Cadillac pulled up alongside the passenger side of the BMW, and rapid gunfire erupted from the rear seat of the Cadillac. Now, what's interesting is, according to Keefe D, in the 2008 tape and all that, he said that the women that were in the car, the Chrysler Sebring, were following behind them, and Orlando shot the window out. So we know that that didn't happen because Shorty testified that she ain't take no fire or nothing like that. The car didn't even take no damage, right? But now we know that he couldn't have been shooting back at the car because E.D.I. just testified that the car pulled off before the Cadillac even got there. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, that's interesting. Now I wonder if Michael Sam caught that and got that in his notes. He described seeing an arm and a handgun extending from the rear passenger window of the Cadillac, noting the shooter appeared to be African American. He talked about the Harmon Avenue stop and Tupac saying they're going to shoot you. So he followed Suge's BMW as it made an emergency U-turn back to Las Vegas Boulevard, coming to a halt on the median at Harmon Avenue. E.D.I ran out of the Lexus to check on Tupac. As he approached the passenger door, Tupac looked at him and warned, "Get on the ground, they're going to shoot you." When E.D.I said that when he turned around, responding police officers already had a 12-gauge shotgun pointed directly at his face, ordering him onto the pavement. Now, then he went into like identifications and death row departure point. State Exhibit 150 identified himself. He identified himself an outlaw member, Castro, sitting handcuffed on the curb outside of Maxim and Armin. Inability to ID suspect. He confirmed that he could only see silhouettes inside of the Cadillac and could not identify the faces of anyone inside the vehicle. He also talked about Tupac plans to leave death row. That's always been a big conspiracy. Everybody said, "Oh, Suge killed Tupac because Tupac wanted to leave death row. That's why he made his double album." Wah, wah, wah. That ain't what happened, little nigga. That ain't what happened at all. So he testified that Tupac explicitly shared plans to launch his own imprint, Machiavelli Records, with distribution talk involving Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying? And he planned to put out the Outlaws project independently. I heard him say something about it was going to be distributed to like Death Row or some shit, I guess, through Death Row Interscope. It probably would have been a setup just like Shady Aftermath Interscope. It would have been like Machiavelli, Death Row, Interscope. On cross-examination, Michael Stamp used Greenidge's direct observation to lock down two critical points dismantling the state case. Zero gunfire returned by the convoy. He established that E.D.I and the entourage did not return fire at the white Cadillac. Zero in-court or crime scene identification of Duane Davis, Keefe D. E.D.I confirmed that 30 years ago at the scene, he could only describe a generic light-colored four-door Cadillac with dark silhouettes, and that he had zero knowledge, eyewitness identification or evidence tying Duane Keefe D. Davis to that Cadillac or that intersection. The jury had a question, and then there was a recross. So the juror asked, were the shots ever fired from your crew toward the attackers? And E.D.I said, not that I know of. Michael Sanf, he did a recross and clarified whether any vehicle in the entire death row caravan fired back at the white Cadillac. And E.D.I answered the same, not that I know of. But we know nobody fired back because one of the first responders said that when he got on the scene, it was a member of the death row entourage, well dressed, and he had a handgun like in his hand. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on with your boy E.D.I. I think him and Castro might be like the last ones left, I think. You know, the whole Outlaws crew. If I'm not mistaken. But shit going down. Keefe D trial, nigga. So the next witness we got, witness number 19, Jeffrey Scott. Now, Jeffrey Scott is a senior crime scene analyst, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Assignment and role. He responded on the swing shift of July 17, 2023 to execute and document the high-profile search warrant at Keefe D's residence in Henderson, Nevada. And it's crazy because they put this nigga address out there. I'm not even gonna say the address, like it's in my notes. But it's in Henderson. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the first witness to testify regarding the physical evidence recovery from the July 2023 search warrant that triggered Davis's September 2023 murder indictment. That's who we deal with. Now, he was direct examination on Jeffrey Scott was performed by, or was given by Mark D.G. and Camo. You know, he said he responded to E.D. house in Henderson to photograph the initial baseline state of the residence and document / impound evidence recovered by detectives. Worked the swing shift initially and was later relieved by graveyard CSA team analyst King, Felabom, and West. The photographs and residence identification, you know, State Exhibit 93-107 He authenticated the photographs depicting the exterior and interior layout of the Henderson home. The defense stipulated to the admission of 93 through 107 to expedite the proceeding. The garage and television pitch ledger, you know what I'm saying? That was State Exhibit 138, 138A, 155 to 159. Those are the exhibits that they ran through. So State Exhibit 155 depicted a Dodge Challenger parked inside the home's garage. State Exhibit 156, 157, 158, and 159, and 138 and 138A documented the only physical items Scott personally collected before being released. And that was a 3-page entertainment production pitch and a budget ledger found inside the garage. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, pretty much something describing an episodic like series or some shit. It said production cost breakdown, all that shit. So like basically nothing damning. Like we ain't find no murder weapon for sure. But on cross-examination, Michael Sands highlighted that the search warrant yielded entertainment pitch materials rather than 1996 physical or forensic evidence. You know what I'm saying? They spoke on, I guess he questioned him about the search protocol and search warrant execution. Scott confirmed that he was not the detective who applied for or directed the search warrant. That was Detective Clifford Mobb. You know what I'm saying? Scott was given one pre-designated list of specific homicide items to find, and he simply entered to photograph the items that detective pointed out. You know what I'm saying? He pointed out the absence. What really should have been pointed out with the absence of 1996 murder evidence. That's what should have been pointed out. But he confirmed under oath that the only item of evidence he collected the entire night was the 3-page entertainment budget pitch document that was found in the garage. So it's probably some old shit. It was just sitting in the garage. Confirmed that the document, you know what I mean, nothing more than a concept. Now the jurors had a question. They were saying what piece of evidence was he expecting to find at the location that was different from 30 years ago? Why would you expect it to be intact 30 years later? Scott's answer: he testified that as a crime scene analyst, he had no personal expectations of finding specific items from 30 years ago and was merely responding to photograph and impound whatever detectives recovered during the search. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much the thing. So yeah, no bias. Nigga was just there to do the job. Just there to do your job. Now, gotta talk about, because I see a strategic trial impact here. I'm starting to notice the jurors' skepticism. The jurors' questions directly reveal that the jury is thinking, why are police executing search warrants 27 years later in a different state / house? Because they raided his house before in '96 in California, expecting to find a 1996 murder evidence. Like, could think about that shit, right? They did a raid that turned up nothing at his house in California. Raided the car and all that shit, right? And they ain't find shit. So what the fuck makes you think that nigga done fucking moved from California to Vegas and just say like, hey, you know what? Hey, don't forget that murder weapon and shit. You know, you never know when they might want to come and do a raid, man. What the fuck are you doing in Vegas, bro? You're crazy, man. I mean, you know, it's the monetization versus murder. The prosecution is using, you know, the search warrant to show that Davis pretty much shopping a TV series to monetize his story, while Sam continues to hammer that the state is recovering commercial entertainment pitch deck rather than murder weapons, ballistics, or fingerprints. Like, shit is wild, son. Shit is crazy. Let's see what you got going on in the chat. Now, why would Sid have a bunch of people? I feel this whole I mean, yeah, but shit, probably couldn't if the white Cadillac pulled off, it probably wouldn't have been smart to pull off and go straight behind it. And then the question is, I guess the question would be, where's the hospital, right? Because when he turns, he's at the corner of Flamingo Road and Coval Lane. So when he busts the U-turn, he's busting to get back on Las Vegas Boulevard, which is the main thoroughfare. I would think that it would probably be easier to get to wherever the hospital is at. Like, I would have to do my research on that and figure out the direction of the hospital from where they was at. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, what else? What you got? Technically, none of Pac's entourage saw his body immediately after the shooting besides Shit. Well, actually, nah. E.D.I saw the body because he testified that Pop actually told him, "Get on the ground, they're gonna shoot you," and the cop had the shotgun pointed at him. He got on the ground. That's how he ended up getting handcuffed and shit. Really? Well, whatever rumors have been out there, or different stories have been debunked because the officer who actually rode in the ambulance with him clarified that, well, he was in the ambulance because they should never got to drive him to the ambulance. After all of that shit happened, they stopped the car and police jumped out on everybody. They pulled the nigga that was in the truck. I think he was in the Suburban. He was the nigga that took the last picture because he was the one that he was the auto broker. But he had his, camera, Tyson fight, running with Death Row, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, out here taking pictures. Police snatched him out the car, threw him on the ground and shit. Like, they threw everybody on the ground because a shooting just happened. They don't know who did what. Them niggas gonna try to control the whole scene and make sure nobody leaves because they don't know who the getaway vehicle is. The whole time, getaway vehicle fucking running. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the whole story, like, basically he got to this joint at the ambulance. You know what I mean? Like, now, it's coming out because one or two things gonna happen. All of this shit and all the witnesses that they called, especially for the people who were there in 1996, is because they actually gave some statement and were on scene in 1996. You know what I mean? So this is the closest to an eyewitness account. So now we know that E.D.I actually saw Pac and that Pac was actually conscious enough to tell a nigga, get on the ground, they gonna shoot you. So he was still talking, like, in the ambulance, he was still trying to communicate. And then, he slipped in. I mean, he was alive for 6 days. But you gotta think his body already took substantial damage and shit from the 1995 shooting. Because I think he got shot 5 times then. He got shot 4 times this time. That shit hard on the body, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hard on the body. Yeah, it was an ambulance. It wasn't a the detective he wasn't even a detective. He was literally a first responder, a bike cop, because I believe he testified that he rode in the ambulance with Tupac and the paramedics and was trying to get the dying declaration, and he was just saying, like, Pac wasn't responding, said, nah, like, he wasn't gonna do it, they'll take care of it, whatever, something to that effect. But it wasn't no fuck you to the police, like the niggas got up there and said, But now I'm wondering if Orlando Anderson said that shit too. Orlando probably said that shit. Orlando probably said that shit. What we got? Our next witness is going to be it's E.D.I. Yeah, man. Nah, that was 21. Yeah. This is crazy, son. Cause you know what? Wow. I'm sitting here tripping about this shit right here. This circle. So yeah, I was just reading this damn thing or whatever before I got back to y'all. So look, this is E.D.I. Felabom, senior crime scene analyst, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Assignment and role: she was working the graveyard shift, crime scene analyst unit. She was the one that relieved Jeffrey Scott at Keefe D's Henderson address on the night/early morning of July 17, going into July 18, 2023. The significance is that she testified regarding the photographic walkthrough and the specific physical items recovered from the bedroom and living area, as well as the garage bin during the 2022 raid. That's going on. So that's what Stevie is going to be offering us with her testimony. So, and so yeah, on direct examination, she walked the jury through the photos of the home's interior layout, rooms, garage, following the initial sweep by the swing shift. Documented items in the living room spaces, including a bottle of 1995 Dom Perignon, books and media collected from, the home. He had the photographed copy of Compton street legend, Greg Caden's murder rap, and the confused mind of a drug dealer found in the home. Collected historic November 1996 issue of Vibe magazine featuring Tupac on the cover. Confirmed for the record that the back cover of Compton Street Legend contained no photograph, and the book itself contained no internal photo inserts. Talked about garage bins and street apparel. Identified and documented 2 storage bins located in the garage containing personal effects. Photographed an embroidered custom jacket recovered from one of the bins bearing the text, Reg 64 trays. Keefe D on the front with Southside city of Compton across the back. Okay. Custom jacket. So on cross-examination, Sam used Felabom's inventory list to reinforce the core defense theme. The 2023 search warrant produced Modern Media and Commercial Book, the 1996 physical. So, murder forensics. Sam confirmed through Felabom that no firearm, no .40 caliber ammunition, no shell casing, no physical trace evidence from September 7, 1996 were located in that house. Confirmed that the items seized were ordinary household electronics, personal photo albums, commercially available books published decades after the crime. Mass-produced publicly. And distributed on paperback, and all that shit that anyone could have just purchased online or in a retail store. Not a private criminal confession hidden from the public, nigga. Now, like analyst Jeffrey Scott said, Felabom conceded that she had no personal knowledge of the 1996 homicide investigation and was simply bagging and tagging whatever Detective Clifford Mogg directed her to collect. %, and still zip nada linking him to the murder or the Tyson fight, or as I've been saying and pointing out, they can't even put him in the state of Nevada. Hitting that 20 witness mark, 10% of the entire 200-person witness list, puts the reality of the state case on full display. Witness number 18, E.D.I. was positioned in the car directly behind the BMW at Flamingo and Coble. Under OP testified, he could only see dark silhouettes inside the Cadillac and could not identify a single face or person in the car. Witness number 19 and 20, the crime scene analyst Jeffrey Scott and Stevie Felabom, documented the 2023 raid on the Henderson home. Instead of any like forensics or ballistic evidence and shit, shell casings or anything, tying Keefe D to Clark County. The state recovered a 3-page entertainment pitch for a TV series, commercially available copies of Compton Street Legend and Greg Caden's murder rap book, a 1996 Vibe magazine issue, and a vintage Southside Compton jacket from a damn storage bin. "20 witnesses in, the prosecution has failed to produce a single 1996 hotel registration card, casino surveillance, traffic citation, receipt, nothing, my nigga. And most of all, they damn sure ain't produced a sworn witness placing Keefe D inside of the state of Nevada on the night that Tupac Shakur was shot." Under Nevada law, corpus delicti, an extrajudicial admission, an uncorroborated confession made on podcast, television interview, or coerced federal proffer cannot stand alone without independent physical proof connecting the defendant to the crime. Michael Sands has built a rock-solid foundation across the 20 witnesses. If the prosecution rests without, establishing physical presence or independent corroboration, the defense motion for an advisory verdict / acquittal under NRS 175.381. Oh, that bitch gonna be front and center. I ain't lying. Y'all know I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? This shit is wild, boy. Shit is wild. See what y'all thinking out here, man, in these YouTube streets, dog. Damn, man. Damn, man. Y'all believe in this shit? Now, we're going to get to witness 21, Justine Gatus. Gatus or Gatus? I'm going to say Gatus because it looked like status without an S. Homicide detective, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, assignment and role, 20-year LBMPD veteran, 18 years in homicide, participated in the July 17, 2023 search warrant execution at Davis's residence in Henderson, Nevada, and assisted lead investigator Clifford Mogg with evidence vault inventory and California witness coordination. What fucking evidence? What y'all call evidence? Shit crazy. She testified to the recovery of 2 storage bins containing news clippings, scrapbooks, and a 1997 Compton PD search warrant returned, and laid out the state's aggressive phone pinging and arrest warrant efforts against reluctant California witnesses. Yeah, we're going to talk about that shit in a minute. I'm going to put y'all on to some shit. Direct examination was done by Mark Giancamo. He questioned her about the 2023 Henderson raid and the evidence vault review. Said that she was present during the raid when the search warrant was during the search warrant execution, where the 2 storage bins were seized and brought to Las Vegas Metro PD headquarters, searched and subsequently returned. You find shit. On April 23rd, 2026, served as a sworn LVMPD peace officer who opened, reviewed, and unsealed the master impound packages, State Exhibit 132, alongside prosecutors and defense counsel. The 1997 Compton PD search warrant returned, State Exhibit 133. State Exhibit 136. Identified a document recovered from Davis's home. And that's pretty much what it said. The affidavit, or the search warrant affidavit, was dated May 27, 1997, for residents on South California Avenue in Compton. Right? Now, what's crazy is, damn, we got raided May 27th. He got booked on drug charges and shit May 28th for 1998. And then Orlando got killed the day after on May 29th. My birthday is May 28th, so that shit crazy. Like literally, then like a year to the day. Noted that line number 4 in the handwritten return listed a money due bill for the Monte Carlo casino. You know what I'm saying? The festive scrapbook and clipping and all that, those were State Exhibit 137 and 138. No, 137 and 137A through U. Right. Pretty much walked through the collection of newspapers and magazine clippings kept in a detective's holiday binder. Slash scrapbook. 137B article covering MGM grand fight involving Tupac Shakur. 137 E, G, and H were early articles on Tupac being wounded and his subsequent death. 137 K and M, article titled 22 Held in Shooting, Possible Payback, and Man Who Fought with Tupac Shakur on Videotape is released, covering Orlando Anderson's release. 137 L, N, R, and T, articles on the murder of the notorious B.I.G., gang ties and rap violence, and coastal truce efforts. 137Q, an article detailing Suge Knight's probation hearing and defense claim of LVMPD investigating perjury. You know, compelling orders, phone pings, and missing witness, Corey Edwards. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So the the state had the court take a judicial notice of interstate compelling orders issued for 6 California witnesses. You know what I'm saying? Trayvon Lane, with what's his name? Roger Williams, James McDonald, Corey Edwards, Devonta Lee, that was the little snitch Crip nigga. E.D.I. Mean, you know, he confronted she confirmed that Metro obtained court orders to ping cell phones for 5 uncooperative witnesses across California. Detailed failed attempts to execute arrest warrants on Corey Edwards. Metro and California authorities raided Edwards' residence on Friday and the secondary Compton location on Monday. Edwards and his 95-year-old mother were missing and could not be located. This nigga took Mom Duke 95 nigga on the lam. That shit crazy, right? That shit crazy. Cross-examination, Michael Sanf used Gatus to expose major procedural abnormalities in the investigation. The lack of digital proof and unusual status of retired detective Clifford Moss. The missing lead detective report, and you know, Mark's transition played into this shit. They established that standard police procedure requires detectives to write detailed officer reports documenting every step of an investigation. Gatus admitted that during the 5-year window, 2018 to 2013, when Clifford Mogg handled the investigation before retiring, she had never seen or read an official officer's report authored by Mogg in the file. Highlighted that immediately upon retiring from LVMPD on August 12, 2023, Mogg was hired directly by the Clark County DA's office as their contract investigator to push grand jury indictment. This nigga, yo, I can't with Vegas, man. I can't with Vegas. I can't with Vegas. Y'all, what the? I have to take a look. Yo, what the fuck? Sam also cataloged the extensive haul of digital devices seized during the 2023 raid. Dell laptops, Toshiba satellite laptops, HP laptops, HP touchscreen desktop, 2 iPads, a Skype tablet, external hard drive, USB drive, and an iPhone. Took PC Richard out that motherfucker, man. Backfire. What the fuck you got all them goddamn computers for? This is crazy. Gatus confirmed that she never obtained a search warrant to forensically examine the data inside of those electronic devices, never searched for, draft manuscripts of Compton street legend, and had no personal knowledge of what was found on them. The Monte Carlo casino receipt and scrapbook ambiguity. The due bill. Regarding the handwritten note of a Monte Carlo casino due bill on the 1997 Compton PD warrant that was, warrant return, which is Exhibit 136. Gatus admitted that no physical receipts or bill exist in evidence, and there's no date from when the bill was generated, and no proof placing Keefe D at that casino on September 7th, 1996. Yeah, I seen some people get hyped like, oh, they found the receipt. You was at a casino. And note to self, I owe niggas. Gatus confirmed that she had zero knowledge of who compiled the holiday, who compiled, so used to all these compelled witnesses, who compiled the holiday scrapbook, why it was made, or whether it was simply saved public news articles. I mean, because even if he didn't do it, like saving a news article isn't a crime, nigga. And then it's like, even if he's not involved, nigga, his nephew was involved in this shit. Maybe you want to tell nephew's story, man. You ever think about that? You just want a nigga to do something wrong. You just want a nigga to do something wrong. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas, man. Shit, I say this, man. if Hernandez Govan went home, I think Keefe D going home, yo. With his snitch ass. Yeah, I ain't forgetting through the whole rest. I'm probably not gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? But here's was crazy, right? Co-author Yusuf Jah was never subpoenaed. Yeah, Gatus confirmed that she and Mark traveled to California to interview the co-author of Compton street legend Yusuf Jah around Memorial Day 2026. Despite Jah being the ghostwriter and co-author of the primary book that the state is using as a confession, the prosecutor never sought a material witness warrant or compelling order to bring Jah into court to testify. What the fuck? What the fuck? So you mean to tell me these niggas spent a day and a half on South chasing show and tell ass Mike Dorsey, some washed up snitch ass Southside Crip nigga who could only testify that Keefe D was a major drug trafficker and that a Foot Locker got remodeled, but didn't bother to subpoena the author of the main evidence? Who elected these niggas? The cross-examination of Justine Gatus by Michael Sam exposed the entire procedural shell game. When you lay out what the Clark County DA's office has done across the first 21 witnesses, the double standard is staggering. They use cell phone pings to track down out-of-state witnesses, sent law enforcement to like raid homes in Compton, had Judge Kearney issue formal interstate compelling orders to drag E.D.I. Devonta Lee, Mark James. Now, Trayvon Lane gonna testify too, because they called his ass, so he coming up. Nigga named Roger Williams, and this nigga Corey Edwards, you know what I mean, to the stand. The central piece of evidence the state is using to convict Keefe D. Davis of first-degree murder is the 2019 memoir called Compton Street Legend. Yet Detective Gatus admitted under oath that she and Clifford Mars traveled to California on Memorial Day, my birthday, met with the actual co-author / ghostwriter, Yusuf Jah, and never served him with a subpoena. Never requested a material witness warrant, never called him to the stand. Why dodge Yusuf Jah? See, calling the actual writer creates a massive liability for the prosecution. Under cross-examination, Michael Sam would force Jah to answer how much of the book was ghostwritten or dramatized for commercial book sales? He would add, did Keefe D write the manuscript word for word? Or was it adapted from Kathy Scott and Greg Hayden's previously published book? What he would be able to ask what commercial and creative liberty this nigga might have taken to secure an episodic TV pitch. Gatus had to admit on the record that lead investigator Clifford Mobb, who handled the case from 2018 until his retirement in August of 2023, never filed an official officer's report documenting his 5 years investigating the case. Instead, the day he retired from the Las Vegas Police Department, the district attorney's office hired him as their own paid contract investigator. This is who y'all hired. They spent days entering phone recordings of television taping, Christmas scrapbooks of People People magazine clippings and shit, an unverified note about a casino due bill, while deliberately omitting the actual writer of their star exhibit from the witness list. See, Sam now had the receipt on record to argue that the prosecution intentionally avoided putting the true author under oath because cross-examining him would completely collapse the legitimacy of the book. I think Michael Sam is holding Yusuf Jah in reserve for the defense case in chief. And that would be a master class in like trial strategy, nigga. If Judge Carly Kearney declines to grant the advisory verdict of acquittal under NRS 175.381 at the close of the state case, putting the ghostwriter on the stand creates a total trap for the prosecutor, Mark Giancamo, D. Giancamo, and Binu Palau. Oh yeah, they gonna get put in the trick bag. Because this is how Michael Sam could weaponize Yusuf Jah on direct examination. Sam wouldn't have to treat Jah as an adversary. He was simply walking through the basic mechanics of ghostwriting and commercial publishing. Sam can add Jah directly. When you sat down to format these chapters, did you apply creative flair, dramatic pacing, and literary embellishment to make it an engaging commercial true crime read? Jah, as a professional writer, has to acknowledge that books are crafted for narrative impact, not written under oath as legal affidavits. Sam can pin down where Jah got the specific historical detail. Did you consult Kathy Scott's book? Read Katie's book? Or public documentary clip to flesh out the timeline and the street geography? If Jah admitted or admits that he incorporated outside research to fill in gaps, the state's claim that the book is purely independent confession from Keefe D falls apart. Jah can be questioned on royalty splits, television pitch options like the $1 million episodic budget found in the garage, and the necessity of making Keefe D's book like the ultimate street general to sell. Will make him look like, use the book to make him look like the ultimate street general to sell units. See, once Sam finishes the direct, the district attorney is boxed in. If the state cross-examines Jah aggressively, the prosecutors try to attack him or treat him as, as hostile to salvage their profession or their confession. They are attacking the credibility of the very person who constructed the main trial exhibit. If the state says, "No questions, Your Honor," it signals to the jury that the state spent years building a murder indictment around a book, but is too afraid to ask the author a single question under penalty of perjury. I tell you, shit crazy, man. Shit wild. And again, I ask, who elected these niggas? Hey man, Vegas, y'all gotta get out there and vote. Huh? You know what I'm saying? I gotta get out there and vote. Cause like, the wild shit too is in closing, closing arguments and shit, Sam can tie it all together to create overwhelming reasonable doubt. Hit them with some ladies and gentlemen. The state spent your tax dollars pinging cell phones across state lines, raiding houses in Compton, forcing out-of-state witnesses onto the stand to tell you that they saw silhouettes and shit, and that Foot Lockers got remodeled. But the one man who actually sat at the keyboard and typed the words in State Exhibit 104, the state flew out to California, had lunch with him, and walked away without issuing a subpoena. Why didn't they want you to hear from the author? because they knew the moment that the real writer swore on the Bible, you would see the book for what it is. A commercial product picked to Hollywood and not a murder conspiracy. And damn sure not a murder conspiracy proved beyond a reasonable doubt. Leaving Jah off the witness list handed the defense a major tactical opening to exploit before the jury deliberated. If this shit get to a jury. Mm-hmm. Our next witness, number 22, Mark Hatton, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, former NIBIN technician in the LBMPD Forensic Laboratory, firearms unit. He worked there from 2018 to 2025. Expert in National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, NIBIN, overseen by the ATF. 2D and 3D high resolution ballistic imaging and firearm tools. You know what I'm saying? So he do all of that, like, figuring out the strike marks on the bullets and all that other shit, right? Ran the 7 recovered 40 caliber shell casings from the September 7th, 1996 crime scene through the National Ballistic Database search in 2023. On direct examination, he demonstrated the anatomy of a cartridge using a demonstrative model explaining how the firing pinstripe, primary ignition, and the microscopic manufacturing tooling, tooling mark on hardened steel leave unique identifiable impressions on the softer cartridge glass. The 1996 crime evidence, he confirmed that 740 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge casings were recovered from Flamingo and Koval. In 2003, the casings were originally entered into NIBIN following the phase out of the 1990 drug fire system. At that time, the casings matched no other crime scene, no other casings, and 0 recovered firearms. The 2023 nationwide database rerun also produced a dead end. You know what I'm saying? Because in 2023, Chief Deputy DA Mark Giancamo requested that Hatton re-image and re-enter the 7 casings into the NIBIN using the updated high-resolution 3D imaging. Hatton conducted an exhaustive nationwide search across millions of ballistic records across the entire United States. The result? The 1996 casings matched absolutely nothing in the entire country except their own original 2003 entry. The murder weapon had never been located, never been ballistically matched, or never tied to any recovered firearm nationwide. SAMS used that ballistic expert to lock down the single shooter, single gun forensic fact. One gun, one shooter. Hatton confirmed he examined all 7 cases side by side. All 7 cartridge casings possess the identical visual and tooling characteristics, indicating that they were fired from a single firearm. So it wasn't multiple shooters. So we already knew that. I don't think that was ever like a rumor. Confirmed that there was zero indication of multiple shooters or secondary weapon firing from the field. Now, after his testimony, we had a little sidebar. Afternoon setup. Once Hatton stepped down and the jury was dismissed for lunch, the attorneys and Judge Carly Kearney addressed major pending issues. You know what I'm saying? The state announced its next witness for 1 p.m. Retired Compton Police Department gang detective Robert Ladd. Yeah, Ladd TV alumni. The state fought to allow Ladd to label Keefe D, shot caller, baller, arguing that Keefe D used the phrase in his book. The court agreed that prosecutors must first attempt to lay a strict gang foundation before approaching the bench for permission. They touched on the redaction of family addresses. SAMS successfully secured an agreement that the state would not display or broadcast the exact street addresses of Davis's or Keefe D's family's home. You know what I mean? In Compton and I believe in Henderson. You know what I'm saying? When presenting the search warrant exhibit. Well, nigga, I'll say this much. Baby Lane and Co., whether that included his uncle or not, did a very professional job at cleaning up after themselves following the wet work on Tupac. But this means that gun was destroyed. Because guns used like that, like in the hood, drive-bys, all that shit, whatever, like they usually turn up in another like crime by someone it was passed along to. That's when police start pressuring niggas by, trying to charge them with everybody that's on that hammer and make them give up where they got it from, hoping that it leads them to the shooter. I know this from being in the streets and seeing the shit play out like that. So yeah, man, rental car and the gun never turned up. The fact that an exhaustive nationwide ATF/NIBIN search across 27 years yielded 0 hits anywhere in the country proved 2 things: complete physical destruction. Yeah, that 40 caliber firearm was wiped, dismantled, cut up, melted down, or dropped in deep water. Immediately following September 7th, 1996. It was never circulated on the block, never resold, and never used in another Southern California or Nevada street crime, or any crime for that matter. Just like the weapon, the infamous white 1996 Cadillac sedan, DeVille, vanished without a trace. No impound record, no bin match tied to the murder. No paper trail connecting it back to, a verified rental fleet. So, whoever executed the shooting and handled the immediate aftermath operated with strict operational discipline and disposed of every piece of physical evidence, because the shooters, now that they, eliminated the physical evidence, the physical forensics and all that, in 96, the prosecution in 2026 is forced to rely entirely on 20-year-old entertainment documentaries, unverified scrapbooks, and a coerced witness order, to fill the void. That's all I got. That all you got? Hey. Now, we get to the final breakdown of this shit. Well, at least the final witness for the day is going to be none other than Robert Ladd, who was on Vlad. So, witness Robert Ladd, retired gang homicide detective, Compton Police Department, 32-year law enforcement veteran, later with the LA County Sheriff Department and Garden Grove PD. Assignment in history: he was the Compton PD gang unit 1988 to 2000, partnered with the late Tim Blondie Brennan under Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr., whose son testified. Investigated hundreds of gang homicides across Compton, 10 square miles, 55 gang battlegrounds. The significance is he's the state's primary historical gang expert, called to establish Southside Compton Crip hierarchy, and testified to the 1996 10 Days of Hell gang war, and authenticate the massive October 1996 38 house search warrant in I guess showing the state exhibit 161 and the May 1997 Compton PD warrant, which is state exhibit 136. Bobby Rob. So now, talk about the direct examination of Bobby Rob. So, so on direct examination, he broke down the gang hierarchy and Keefe D's rank, outlined the 3-tier progression in Compton street gang, baby gangsters, BGs, age 12 to 16, doing lookouts and tags, gangsters, age 16 to 25, committing the majority of shootings and drive-bys to earn stripes, and OG/shot callers, ages 25 and up, directing younger members, testified that in the mid 1990s, Keefe D was as high as you can get in the Southside Compton Crip, functioning as the shot caller and leader of the Burris Street crew. Noted that while FBI and DEA task forces targeted Davis as a nationwide narcotic trafficker, Keefe D separated himself aesthetically from the street hitters by, dressing well in suits and brim hats rather than the traditional gang colors. Spoke about Orlando Anderson's gang initiation. Y'all don't mind if I hit my weed? Y'all ain't in a rush, are you? It's only Wednesday. He recalled being ambushed in an alley drive-thru with his partner Tim Brennan when a barrage of 5 to 6 shots struck their police cruiser. He trailed the suspect to a nearby hangout and arrested 3 individuals, including a young Orlando Baby Lane Anderson. During interviews, they learned that the ambush was part of an initiation, trying to hit Ladd and Brennan, excused them from having to get jumped in. Damn. This nigga Baby Lane was all kind of bullshit. He said, yo, I ain't gonna fight all these niggas, but I got one better for you. I'll show you some real gangster shit. I'll pull a 187 on an undercover car. Confirmed that Anderson was not the shooter during that incident. Oh, so he just went along. I guess. Right. Well, he eventually started shooting. Oh yeah, I know I'm covering the crib shit, but yeah, I had to get a new crown. Yeah, this is not the neighborhood, nigga. Big New York. The Lakewood Mall, man. The whole chain snatch and gang dynamic. He explained that Suge Knight gifted death row medallions to his inner circle Mob Piru entourage. Trayvon Lane, Neckbone, Buntree, Reggie Wright Jr. You know, they all got hit off for Christmas and shit in 1995. Snatching that medallion at the Lakewood Mall was a major street disrespect. I remember how they had that nigga, the nigga that played Adebisi, that was playing Majestic and Get Rich or Die Trying. In the streets, you lose your chain, you lose the ball. You know what I'm saying? And basically, that disrespect demanded retaliation on site, leading to the 10 days of hell in Harlem. I mean, not Harlem, fucking. Leading to the 10 days of hell in Compton. In the same month, received a phone call at home from Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr. the night of September 7, 1996, warning that Tupac and Suge Knight was shot and that Southside was suspected. 2 days later, Mob Piru retaliated by shooting Southside OG Darnell Brim on Rosecrans and Alondra Boulevard, critically injuring a 10-year-old girl in the crossfire. Non-shooting motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Documented 3 homicides and 10 drive-bys shooting over 10 days in Compton between Mob Piru and Southside Crips. He spoke about the October 1996 38 house search warrant, State Exhibit 161, authored by Tim Brennan, with Ladd's assistance to suppress street violence and round up persons of interest. You know what I'm saying? For visiting LVMPD detectives. So, you know, they don't got no jurisdiction to go and snatch somebody out there, but it's like, hey, we'll go get them for you. So you know, holler at them. State Exhibit 163, man, recovered from Orlando Anderson's residence. An envelope, bills, letters / receipts from the Excalibur Casino. State Exhibit 162 recovered a generic hotel receipt from the residence tied to Davis's family. Orlando Anderson was obtained and questioned by Las Vegas Metro Police Department Detective Brett Becker, who we heard testify. I believe that was witness number 3. But Keefe D was not present on the location during the raid. Confirmed that 0 firearms matching the Tupac murder scene were recovered during the 38 house shoot. 38 houses, 10 square miles. Couldn't find that bitch. He also talked about the May 1997 Compton PD warrant and Biggie aftermath. State Exhibit 136. Assisted LAPD after Biggie Smalls was murdered in March 1997. Long little goat. amidst internal Southside warfare between the Burris and the Glencoe faction. Line number 4 on the property return listed as money due bills for the Monte Carlo casinos we talked about, seized from, we don't want to say the address, cross-examined, we spoke about that. And again, it's like a handwritten note that just says the bill is due. It doesn't even specify when the bill was from. So that shit don't help. It's like they just can't corroborate this shit no matter who they put up there. They can't connect Keefe D to nothing. They can't even connect anything that they found in this nigga shit to Tupac, other than the fact that it's about Tupac. Michael Sam, in cross-examination, he took Ladd through a surgical cross-examination to establish that historical gang intelligence does not replace forensic proof of a Vegas murder. Ladd admitted that during the October 1996 38 house raid and the May 1997 search warrant, and his entire decade of investigating the Southside Crips, he never recovered a single piece of physical forensic evidence proving that Keefe D was in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996. Acknowledged that the generic hotel receipt from Exhibit 162 had no verified timestamp, room log, or credit card slip tying Davis to the night of the shoot. Confirmed that the 1997 search return was never produced, never dated, and never forensically analyzed. Sam demonstrated that while Ladd labeled older members OGs as shot callers, street violence in Compton frequently erupted spontaneously amongst younger members without central operational command. Ladd acknowledged that Orlando Anderson operated with his own crew and had his own violent history separate from Duane Davis's narcotic trafficking operation. Ladd conceded that his knowledge of the MGM Grand fight and Las Vegas shooting was based on telephone alerts from Reggie Wright Sr. and street rumors circulating in Compton, rather than first-hand investigation in Clark County. He confirmed that neither the white Cadillac nor the murder weapon was ever located in Compton despite raiding 38 separate homes. You know what I'm saying? Ladd was excused, bringing the prosecution's witness count to 23 witnesses called, 11.5% of the list, 200. Now, the way that plays out makes me feel, like I said, 23 is only lucky when it's on a Bull jersey, and the Clark County prosecutors, all they have is bullshit. This is that ham sandwich, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that ham sandwich case we talking about. You get a jury to indict a ham sandwich. That is the literal definition. Calling Compton gang detective Robert Ladd as witness number 23 was supposed to be the state's marquee moment to paint Keefe D as a mastermind. Instead, the prosecution spent hours establishing Compton gang geography and historical intelligence, only to end up right back at square one. Raiding 38 houses, man, for no results. All across Compton, solved the shooting. 38 raids, man. They recovered zero murder weapons, zero matching 40 caliber ballistics, zero vehicles, zero physical items tying Keefe D to Clark County. The state tried to make a big deal out of a handwritten line on a 1997 Compton warrant return referencing a casino bill. Under cross-examination, it was revealed that the actual receipt does not exist in evidence. So that's fucking in itself, you know what I mean? It had no date, it doesn't prove anything. Calling someone OG or shot caller in Compton describes street hierarchy. It is not forensic proof of a physical homicide conspiracy in Nevada. "23 witnesses down, 11.5% of the list." And the state's entire case rests on YouTube clip, published memoirs, where they hid the ghostwriter, and decade-old Compton street gossip. When the district attorney burned through 23 witnesses without presenting a single fingerprint, DNA sample, murder weapon, or 1996 eyewitness identification, they aren't presenting proof beyond a reasonable doubt. They just serving up an expensive ass ham sandwich, my nigga. That's all they doing. Yeah. Now, there's also been a lot of debate about people who are supposed to adhere to the street code taking the stand. Many are quick to say that they didn't have to testify So I researched the process and the penalty. And this is what I learned. So under both California and Nevada law, there is no mandatory minimum penalty, but there are statutory maximums for refusing to comply with the subpoena. Because the Nevada State Court has no direct jurisdiction to compel a person physically located in California to travel across state lines, the subpoena process is governed by the Uniform Act to secure the attendance of witnesses from without a state in criminal proceedings. It's enacted as California Penal Code 1334.2 and Nevada Revised Statute 174.426. The penalties depend on whether the refusal happened before leaving California or after entering Nevada. Now, refusal to comply in California prior to travel, like if the Nevada court issued an interstate certification under the Uniform Act, a California Superior Court judge will hold a hearing. If the California judge orders the witness to appear in Nevada and the witness refuses to or fails to show up without good cause, well, statutory authority like California Penal Code 1334.2E provides that the witness will be punished in the same manner as someone who disobeys the subpoena issued by a California court of record. Contempt of court. Mandatory minimum, none. The judge has full discretion to dismiss, issue warning, or grant extension. The maximum penalty, criminal contempt, Penal Code 166, up to 6 months or 364 days in county jail, and or a fine of up to $1,000. Now, the civil contempt, Code of Civil Procedure 1218, up to 5 days in jail per act of contempt and a fine of up to $1,000. Coercive incarceration. Now, this is interesting. Code of Civil Procedure 1219. The court may order confinement until the witness agrees to perform the required act, limited by the duration of the trial proceeding. So pretty much, nigga could refuse to testify. Judge will hold him, like say, all right, you're gonna go to jail until you either agree to take the stand or the trial is over. So in this case, Keefe D's trial is scheduled to be 4 to 5 weeks. Nigga would have spent a month in jail. Now, as a street nigga, I'll probably just take my 30 days. Like, what the fuck am I going up here for? I don't even know shit. So why even have my name all smutted out? Like, oh, you took the stand. All this other, even if I go in there, like Bob James went up there as a hostile witness, man. And they still trying to run it on him and shit, but I don't give a fuck about that. That was only whoever. I don't know about none of these niggas for real. Now, refusal after entering Nevada. If a witness travels to Nevada pursuant to summons, but then refuses to show up to court or testify, NRS 174.425.2 and NRS 174.385 hold the witness in contempt of court under Nevada law. Mandatory minimum, none. Maximum penalty, criminal contempt, NRS 199.340, treated as a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 6 months in county jail and or a fine of up to $1,000. Pretty much the same in California. Direct summary contempt, NRS 22.100, fines up to $500 and jail time up to 25 days or coercive detention until compliance. Like, man, this shit right here, dog. Crazy. Crazy. Shit, crazy. It is to keep your ass in there until the shit done. Like I said, it would just depend on how long this shit gonna be. For real. Let me see what y'all telling them. Let's see what they saying in this shit. I'm quiet on that. I'm just soaking up the game. Yeah, it's the mother shit. Also, I should point out that if Nevada merely sent a subpoena directly, like no California hearing, you know, like a Nevada state court cannot directly enforce an out-of-state subpoena against a California resident by mail process server without first using the Uniform Act procedure. An out-of-state subpoena delivered directly with no domestic California court order cannot be used by California authorities to arrest the individual. Though Nevada could potentially issue a local bench warrant that is valid only within Nevada borders. So pretty much you had the warrant and your ass ain't show up for court, but you want to show up gambling shit at Caesars, they gonna get your ass. Gonna get your ass. But yeah, man, that's what's going on with the Keefe D trial, day 7. Zero evidence. Let me know what y'all think about all of this in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Live with Daylight, breaking down this Keefe D shit. About 2 hours. We're gonna take a quick little break. I'm I'm gonna come back with a quick rundown of Lil Durk. Yeah, day 2. So, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Really mobbing with the content, and we'll be right back after this.
Go to playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking. Yeah, when you get it playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking. He a grunt, why he even try? He was out of league in the trunk. Turn him into music, let the speakers bleed. Ain't no front, not these other rappers, I'm a different breed. I'm the one that the street been missing, I got what they need. Why they playing on, we don't. City know what we on. Trapping through the virus, never got a PPP loan. Y'all a bunch of R. Kelly bitches, bunch of peons. Put vagina niggas on the shirt, that ain't no V-long. He was talking crazy to them killers acting cute. Playing with that chicken, then the rooster came to roost. I done seen and done it all before I spit it in the booth. If you a op, don't ever worry about a spittle, get a suit. When you go to playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking. Yeah, when you get it playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking. If your dog is all needed, you can slam dance on that shit. When it come down to that business, you can't stand next to my clique. Vince Carter, Coke and water, NBA jams in my tits. You ain't never been a hustler, you just panhandling drip. Boy, these fans really falling for the cappies, leave me baffled. Giving stripes to all their favorite rappers, knowing that they ratted. Got the tail in the mic, and Mary Jean finna tattle me. I'm solid, even when they snake me, I ain't never rattled. Yeah, I'm sticking to the code, I ain't never had no pick. Most these niggas really hoes, out here telling on they kids. I ain't worried about no get back, you ain't never standing no business. Catch me standing over your nigga from the back like I'm pissed. When you go to playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking. Yeah, when you get it playing with that money, shit get dangerous. Street put him on till he was fucking with some gangsters. With his brains on the pavement, still don't know what he was thinking. Playing with a boss and he ain't even had no ranking.
Yeah, we back. It's your boy DAALIGHT TV. We live. That was just no ranking. One of my favorite songs. Definitely one of my favorite videos I ever shot. Shout out to We Together Films, Street Fame, or Street 2 Fame, my bad. My nigga Mel, Green. Get y'all on here, man. Yeah, I'm really more interested in interviewing the niggas that I've actually worked with, so that y'all can know how dope they is, like I know how dope they is. You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, man, let me give y'all a quick little recap on the situation. Lil Durk trial, you know what I mean? Day 2. Talking about text messages and motives. Motherfucker. So on the second day of the Lil Durk murder for hire trial in Los Angeles on Tuesday, August 25th, 2026, the prosecution focused heavily on establishing a motive of revenge by revisiting the November 2020 killing of Durk's close friend and collaborator King Von, Davon Bennett. FBI agent Jaron Farnby, key witness. Agent Farnby took the stand to introduce and analyze critical text messages. You know what I'm saying? And that were exchanged, you know what I mean, recovered by the government. The communication occurred between Lil Durk, legal name Durk Banks, and his close associate Jason Smith, immediately following King Von's death. Prosecutors revealed that Durk messaged Smith, "I'm dead inside," followed by, "I gotta go all out for him, and I can't let this slide. Put this together." These are all the little quotes. The next day, when Smith checked in on him, Durk texted back, "Yeah, I'm good in my feelings, ready to put this shit together. Turn me a different animal." The prosecutors also introduced an exhibit showing that Durk wrote that Don Vet, they definitely made a big deal out of that shit, you know what I mean, saying it's turning him a different animal. Casey OTF Jam Hester, expected witness, though heavily anticipated to testify on Tuesday as one of the co-defendants who accepted a plea deal to cooperate with the government. Hester was ultimately not called to the stand on Tuesday. That might have happened today, so we'll know by tomorrow. Durk's high-profile defense attorney Brian Steele raised a strong objection when prosecutors read the text phrase, "put this shit together," without including the preceding context. "Yeah, I'm good in my feelings." Steele argued the full quote was necessary for context, forcing the prosecution to connect their statement in front of the jury or correct it. The government used Tuesday's evidence to argue that these texts were coded language, proving that Durk was consumed with revenge and actively plotting get back against rival rapper Quando Rondo, which eventually led to the August 2022 ambush and, that killed his cousin, Lil Pad. The defense maintained that the messages reflect standard grief over a murdered friend and do not prove a financial plot. They continue to pin the logistics of the 2020 shooting on Durk's former personal assistant, Kevon Grant, OTF Bonnie, because he snitched. Y'all saying, "Oh, you snitching on Bonnie, his lawyer trying to put it on." Bonnie went up there, whatever, and told them people that he did that shit for a deal. So you already admitted this shit. I ain't telling niggas, like, he ain't telling niggas that telling niggas shit. You told him. And not only did you tell him, but then you're gonna throw my name in the shit. Anyway, the courtroom remained packed with high-profile audience. Durk appeared serious and solemn, through the whole reading of his personal text. His father, along with rapper G Herbo and nigga Duty Low, were present in the gallery, showing solidarity and shit. Cross-examination of Agent Fandy by Durk's defense team is scheduled to begin on Wednesday, August 26th. That's today, so I'll be covering it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And, I'll be monitoring and providing y'all updates on the defense cross-examination strategy. You know what I mean? Definitely gonna let y'all know once you cooperating ass niggas get on the stand. All that tough ass shit. Shit bugged out, man. All you rat ass niggas.
You's a bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass. You's a bitch ass nigga. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That's what's going on with Lil Durk. Live with DAALIGHT, nigga. DAALIGHT TV. Hit that like and subscribe button, man. Smash that notification bell if you're really mobbing with the content. And as always, stay dangerous so you can be safe. If it's not,
you motherfuckers is dead, nigga.
It's your boy DAALIGHT, man. DAALIGHT TV. Catch y'all tomorrow.